Well, hello friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I'm out for a walk with the dogs, doing this 22-day challenge, making sure we get plenty of steps in, getting 10,000 steps a day, and trying to lose some weight for my knees. Now, we all know that Todd Gurley got the big contract a couple of years ago, and he wasn't quite right the second half of the season and started dealing with arthritis. Well, arthritis of the knees is something that I know a lot about. I have really bad arthritis in the knees. I have literally bone on bone, and I know Todd Gurley's isn't at the point of where mine is. It shouldn't be at that point. He's not 53 years old, and he shouldn't have bone on bone, but because of the wear and tear that he's been getting on him, he is beginning to get arthritis, which makes it's like when I get out of the truck, my knees are stiff, and it takes a few moments to get them going, and they ache, and so I have to take 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, anti-inflammatories. I've got to ice them down, do extra exercises to try and strengthen the muscles around. The reality is, for me, my knee needs to be replaced, and I'm sure down the road that's going to be for him when he gets older. And what they're trying to do now is they're realizing that Todd Gurley won't be an every down back, that he is going to have to kind of reduce some of his workload, and they're actually having him reduce weight, which is one of the things that I'm trying to do. Because believe it or not, every pound that you take off is 4 times the weight of the average step. Let me say that again. Every pound that you take off is like 4 pounds pounding on your knees. So if you lose 10 pounds per se, that's the equivalent of taking off 40 pounds of pressure on your knees. And so if you're like me, at 250 pounds, that's 1,000 pounds of shock every time you step or you run. So this brings point of one of the philosophies of not paying running backs. It's just hard on the body. You're taking hits from guys that are 300 plus pounds. You're getting hit by safeties and linebackers. And your body is just not meant to take that wear and tear. You only have so many carries in your system, which is one of the reasons why we need to almost get Zeke Elliott on a run count. And if we're thinking about extending him, which I believe we have been talking about extending him, we got to be aware that the bodies just don't hold up like Emmitt Smith's did. Oh, let me pull this leash off here. Come here, Roscoe. Let me take the leash off. I know you're thirsty. I'm thirsty too. But they're going to have to be careful about how much they run Zeke, that we don't run the same issue with him. Zeke Elliott is an important cog to the offense, but you got to think of the long term. We got to think about trying to get him to the playoffs where he's healthy. And if you noticed last year, as the season went on, we actually rushed for 18 yards less per game the second half of the season. Part of that was because we had Amari Cooper, but you also looked at Zeke Elliott's body being, seeing him limping and stuff and getting up a little slower and stuff on some of those hits. Those hits start compounding during the season. And if we want to really be sure that we're good to go for the playoffs, we need to kind of slow that roll just a little bit to make sure he's healthy and ready to roll come playoff time, as well as down the road. So then the other problem is the contract. I believe it's better to go ahead and do an extension right now while he's still younger. Go ahead and give him 2 more years, get him paid and everything else. But then at 27, if he is in a Todd Gurley situation, it doesn't hurt you money-wise. So you get him happy and motivated and everything else, but it then also gives you an out. And it's sad because football is such a cold-hearted business. When they're done with you, they're done with you. They don't care who you are. It is literally the next man up, and we don't care that you done this, that, and the other. You won a ring for us. You were a rushing champion. It don't matter. So I'm not mad at anybody trying to get paid. Whew. All right. I'm gonna go take me a shower, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cook these lamb chops for dinner with some mushrooms and string beans with a cream sauce over it. That should be good. Actually, I'm gonna get on the scale and see what I look like today. I'm Mark Holmes, and it looks like the dogs. How you doing over there, Roscoe? Simba? Looks like they got their exercise in. See you guys soon.